Morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is Friday the 5th of April and I am currently in Osaka, Japan. This is my second of two vlogs while I'm here in Japan, so if you haven't seen my first one from when I was in Tokyo, I suggest you head back and check that one out. I'm just going to be taking you guys along with my day today. Osaka is definitely more of kind of like the foodie capital of Japan today, so it's going to be mostly a bit of a food theme and also discussing how I've found the food here as well as showing you some of the delicious things that I'm eating. But first I'm going to go out and explore for the morning, so let's get to it. Alright, it is just after 2 p.m. I finished my workout. I've done 17,000 steps already. Just went to a Gold's gym here in Osaka because I've found that they're easiest because they do visitor passes, as in you can just go one time, but they call them visitor here in Japan. One visit cost me 2,700 yen. The main things to note about gyms in Japan, the most important things if you're from another country traveling to Japan, you can't have any tattoos showing. In Japan, tattoos are they're only really had by like the mafia, so they're just like not a good thing to like show in public because it's like associated with the mafia. And secondly, you have to have two separate pairs of shoes. That was me taking off my shoes and putting on a new set of shoes. You can't wear the shoes that you wear outside inside the gym. So yeah, you have to carry around, well, one pair on your feet and you have to carry another pair with you. Before the gym, you would have seen me with that cheesecake. That's an Uncle Tetsu cheesecake. They're quite famous. I feel like they're like a little bit viral on social media and the internet, those particular cheesecakes, because they're so light and fluffy, and just like the way that they make them is super duper cool. So I hope you enjoyed like following along with that whole making process. In terms of how much I ate, okay, so at the moment I'm currently getting sick, and when I start to get sick I get like really ravenously hungry. So I'm ravenously hungry. It's my second last day in Japan. I fly out tomorrow. I hadn't eaten anything, and just that cake, that cheesecake was just so moreish. So I ate like the majority of it. But no judgment, guys, come on, I'm on holiday, and I feel like I've been pretty moderated, and I was just like so hungry. Anyway, I don't need to justify myself to you guys. Why am I doing that? Anyway, blah, 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 blah. The cheesecake was amazing. I'm glad that I went to the outlet that I did, because it's a chain store, and in like the really touristy areas, like you have to wait ages and you're not able to get like as close up and see them making it as much as I did. Before that, obviously, was just me walking around Osaka Castle and some of the beautiful parks here in Osaka. I am here at the peak time of cherry blossom season, and it was just stunning. It was just gorgeous. I'm sure that like the footage won't be able to show how beautiful it was, but I'm so glad that I got up like a little bit earlier, because I'm pretty sure at this time of day it's just going to be absolutely packed. And in particular, they make like a real like night thing out of it as well. There were lots of lanterns you could see. It all gets lit up at night, and I'm sure it'll be absolutely packed at night. So I'm glad that I went early this morning when I did. So now, even though I started off my morning with like a hefty amount of cheesecake, I'm in Japan, guys, and I'm gonna go get some fluffy pancakes. That's what we're gonna do. Let's do it. All right, here we are. And here they are getting made right now in the window. Look at the fluffy. Oh my God. Oh, look. That's so cool they have this window here so you can just watch. Oh yes, flip it. Oh my God. They are so big. Ridiculous. I am so keen to get amongst this. Let's go right now. I've ordered pancakes with strawberries and like cheese fondue. I'm not sure if I'll actually eat any of the cheese fondue, but I was pretty keen on having some strawberries. It's a really cute little place. I was actually expecting to have to wait like at least 20 minutes, like probably like an hour. I was expecting to wait an hour because that's what it said on some of the Google reviews. And probably if you come on a weekend, you might have to wait. But for me, it was just like straight in. It also helps that I'm only one person, and it's much easier for me to get a table when I'm by myself. But if you do come here, I mean, we'll see what they're like. But if you do come here, probably this is not normally what happens. I would probably expect you would have to wait. Oh my God, they have arrived. Okay, they're actually like much larger than I anticipated. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to be able to eat all this. Oh, who am I joking? I'm going to be able to eat all of it probably, but they're quite big. And look how fluffy they are. Yes, amazing. That looks pretty damn fluffy to me. I'm happy, guys. This is great. Yep, so I cleaned that up pretty much. Didn't really touch the cheese fondue. But the thing about Japanese desserts, Japanese sweets, is they are all so light and fluffy. They're nowhere near as dense as a lot of like things in Australia and America and just general kind of Western desserts. And they're so light and fluffy and airy, I don't know, it's easier to kind of eat more of it, I guess. So firstly, I need to say straight up, I don't have any allergies or intolerances, and I don't make any other kind of dietary choices. So eating in Japan is pretty straightforward for me. Eating is going to be pretty straightforward, like anywhere kind of thing. However, I understand people with various kind of allergies or dietary restrictions probably wonder like how they're going to go in Japan. Okay, I'm going to not walk and talk because it's just going to be too hard. So firstly, vegetarian, I think you'd be all right, like a slight challenge, but I think you'd be okay. Vegan, I think you're going to probably struggle a little bit more. But at least with those ones, you kind of know, like you can know if something is like a dairy product by looking at it or understanding like what it is, or you know if something's an animal product, etc. However, with things like allergies and intolerances, in particular, I would say like gluten-free, it's going to be like way hard to tell. I think probably needing to be gluten-free would probably be more challenging in Japan than being vegetarian. In terms of other allergies and intolerance, I think if you can't have lactose, I think you'll be all right. If you can't have dairy, I think you'll be okay. Fairly straightforward. If you can't have, what's another common one? Shellfish, I think you'll also be okay. There's like heaps of chicken and other cuts of meat here, so that's all right. And if you have a nut allergy, I also think you'd be okay. So I think the hardest ones to be here is probably going to be like vegan and gluten-free. I feel like they're going to be the two ones that you're probably going to struggle, in particular when eating out. It might be a little bit more straightforward if you're buying stuff just from convenience stores, but then again, also in convenience stores, like everything's in Japanese, you can't really read the ingredients and see kind of thing. Because I don't have any of these allergies and intolerances, I'm definitely not the kind of guru to go to on this. I would probably just Google it, like gluten intolerance in Japan, and kind of get some advice in that regard. But speaking of convenience stores, I'm outside one right now called Lawson. There are 3 main convenience stores in Japan. Lawson, the one that I'm going to go through now, 7-Eleven and Family Mart. So I thought I might just like show you around like a little bit, as long as like they allow me to, like have my camera in there and show you some of the stuff that I've got in convenience stores. So it's a standard kind of, all of them are standard kind of convenience store size. They're just like everywhere, and they're pretty small. So this is some of like savory snacks that you can get. One way that I've been keeping up my protein is I've been snacking on beef jerky. This is really commonly available in like all convenience stores. So I just kind of grab which one is available. I'll grab one of that for today because all I've had is like cheesecake and pancakes, so I need some protein. Here we've got like some various snacks. I don't think there's anything like too crazy there. There's all just like the savory ones, savory chips, things like that. Oh, let's get into like the chocolate and stuff. So something that I've noticed about Japan is they're really good at doing like single serve things. All of the stuff in like the convenience store is really handy because it's just like a serves one. Like look at all these serves one kind of packets, and all of them have like macros for like what the whole thing is, instead of just like, I don't know, 2.3 servings or whatever. So that's something that I really love about Japan. And honestly, they have a thing about like strawberry flavor at the moment. I don't know if it's just the season, but there are a lot of like strawberry flavored things. For example, like this and this. But I've been loving that, and I've been loving the white chocolate strawberry stuff. Of course, there's Pocky, that's very like Japanese, and they've got like various matcha things as well. I bloody love like these biscuits, they're amazing. Also, these are like bamboo shoots, they're pretty good as well. But really, I just kind of tend to go off the pictures, and I'm kind of like, that looks good, kind of give it a go. And I haven't really had anything like bad yet. Just gotta give it a go, guys. As you'd expect, various kind of noodle things. Luckily, most of the numbers are in English, so if you are like wanting to check how many calories something is, you can kind of figure that out on the back. And now this is the part that is like quite different from convenience stores in other countries. They have all of these like ready to go meals that are actually good and like really fresh. I've been having like a lot of these kind of pre-made salad things, which have been really good for my fiber intake. I think I will actually grab one of these to have this afternoon because I need some greens. But it's all like pretty good stuff. They have all of these meals ready to go as well. And they even have a microwave behind the counter, and they can heat it all up for you. And so again, like this is all just like serves one meal. And not only do they heat it up for you, they also have a section in all of the convenience stores where you can just like sit and eat by yourself as well. These are pretty cool. These are like rice balls with various fillings like wrapped in seaweed, sushi, katsu chicken, noodle dishes. There's some fruit and everything. And then you can like kind of make your own salad as well. Like they have a salad mix here, and they've got all of these like pre-packaged like chicken breast and stuff like that, which I mean, it looks super weird, but like everything about Japan is clean, guys. Everything's hygienic. I've been having like quite a few of these, and I'm still okay. There's not a lot more to show. You can buy like alcoholic beverages in convenience stores as well, and it's just like in amongst everything else. But I will say, this is pretty much like the extent of the fresh fruit and vegetables that I've ever seen at convenience stores. Some like pre-packaged bananas in plastic, which I mean, yeah, there is a lot of plastic waste here, guys. It's definitely not ideal, but there's no other like fresh fruit or veggies available. So if you do want something that's like not in a packet, you have to go to a supermarket. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that little tour of a Lawson. I didn't get kicked out, which is always nice, kicked out for filming. I just got some beef jerky and also like a little salad thing, which I'll have as an afternoon snack. But now I'm going to head back to the hostel and both recharge my batteries because I've done 20,000 steps and it's like not even 4 p.m. yet. And also recharge the batteries of this camera so I can continue filming tonight. I'm going to take you guys to Dotonbori, which is like a massive like food street of Osaka. It's Friday night, it's going to be busy. So next stop will be the bright lights and street eats of Dotonbori. Probably the best example that I can think of that most people will be familiar with is Times Square, right? But this is much bigger than Times Square. Here and in Shibuya, in Tokyo, it just goes on so much further. Times Square is contained, right? This is not contained. This is multiple streets, multiple alleyways, and I mean, it's just huge, right? So I'm heading now to get some dinner. I'm just going to get some yakitori. I'm going off the main road, but it's still not too far. I've obviously consumed enough sugar today with the cheesecake and the pancakes and all that, so I'm just going to have some vegetables on a stick, some meat on a stick, and kind of calm down a bit and probably get a little bit more nutrients and fiber and protein in my system in still a delicious and kind of fatty way. I'm not sure how much I'm actually going to be able to film in there. It's pretty cramped and pretty loud, but I'll see what I can do. The yakitori place that I'm going to is a chain, and I think there's many chains all over Osaka, and I think there's also some outlets in other cities as well. One? Okay. And one? Okay. One? Yeah? One? Sauce. Yeah? One? Salt? And one. Arigato. 10名さんから焼きバオダです。ささみご若鶏ごしいたけ一丁。はい、焼きバオダです。キャベツ一丁、トマト塩一丁、キムチ一丁。ささみ。Thank you. いただきます。ありがとう。ありがとう。いただきます。So all finished with dinner and I'm feeling full and satisfied and very happy. Someone asked on my Instagram stories if I could talk about what the language barrier is like here. Obviously, probably the most common situation is when you're like at the supermarket or when you're ordering food or maybe when you're in transit, like you're catching a train or something like that, and that's when there's most likely to be issues where you need to communicate. I found restaurants fairly straightforward. A lot of them have pictures, and so you just kind of point at the picture. A lot of them also have English menus. There were a couple of places that just had it in writing, and in that situation I used like Google Translate, and with the Google Translate app you can take a photo and then like select the text and it like translates it for you using the app text, whatever. It's great. You got to get the Google Translate app when you're in Japan. There have been quite a few conversations that I've had with people via Google Translate. Like I'll ask the question in Google Translate and then show it to them in Japanese, and then they'll like say broken English back to me or write a response back to me as well. There's definitely more of a language barrier here than anywhere that I found in Europe. English is a lot more limited, and I think also apparently a lot of Japanese get taught English but they just don't get to practice or they don't have the confidence with it. So it has been challenging at times, but there's been no situation where it's been like, oh my god, I can't communicate with you and I really need to. This is like a really dire situation kind of thing. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is, you guys would have seen I ordered some veggies there, I ordered some kimchi. I wanted to just talk about fiber, because there's not very much like fruit or veggies as much as I'm used to eating in Japanese cuisine, I guess. And I touched on that today when I was at the supermarket. I've been here over 3 weeks now, and I gotta say, even though I have been eating less fiber than normal, I've been actually feeling really good. Normally if I don't eat enough fiber I feel like bloated and sluggish and just kind of gross, that kind of thing. But I haven't had any of those feelings, and I don't know, I feel really good even though I've been eating like a lot of sodium, like less fiber, all that kind of thing, and everything's just been working. I don't know if it's because I've been eating a lot of pickled vegetables. I will also say I did bring some like little fiber supplements with me, some little gummies, and I've been having like 4 of those a day on days where I'm not getting as much fruit or veg, so those have been helpful. But yeah, I think I was concerned coming here about the lack of fruit and veg, and I haven't been eating as much as normal, that's for sure, but it hasn't really affected my digestion at all, which I'm pretty happy about. So I'm walking back to my hostel now. It was easy walking distance from the yakitori place and from Dotonbori, so I'm gonna head back and get a good night's sleep because I fly out tomorrow night. Probably not gonna sleep at all on the plane. Thanks so much for coming along, for following along. Hopefully you watched the Tokyo one as well, and thank you for watching this video. If you found it interesting, if you found it useful, insightful, I'd really appreciate if you gave me a thumbs up. If you have any further questions or comments, please leave them below. I may address a few other topics in like a separate video afterwards, or in a blog post, something like that. So let me know if you do have any other questions or comments, leave them below. And if you want to see more from me, oh, we're getting quite dark now. And if you do want to see more from me as I get back into routine, that I set some new goals. I don't even know what my new routine is going to be. I'm yet to discuss that with my coach. But if you want to follow along, I really appreciate if you click subscribe. Otherwise, thanks so much for joining me in Osaka, you guys. See you once I'm back home.